Healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Fucking bitches. Hello and welcome to Lady Journey.
Lady Journey. Oh my God.
We were just talking about our experience on the Taste Buds podcast. We received a huge amount of hate from it online. We were being virtually heckled by many people all across the spectrum of the conservative right. They hated the joke I made about being pro-choice for Twinkies.
Yes.
And we will be getting into it on the Patreon.
Yes.
So if you want it,
yes, go and
if you want the juicy details behind the scenes,
hot goss, the tea will drop hot.
Yes, it will. And
on our Patreon.
And we've also done behind the scenes for many other things. We did a behind the scenes for our Nikki Glazer live episode. So join our Patreon to find out how that went awry. Nothing to do with Nikki. She's a saint and a beautiful woman, and we worship her.
It's more establishment we were dealing with.
Yes. So Patreon, $5. That's our $5 membership, baby.
And you get all the behind the scenes gossip.
You get 3 tiers on Patreon. Okay, if you want to come to our weekly live monthly live interactive episode, $10. And if you join our $20 tier, you get a mug. Okay, need I say more? But there is more. You also will get free tickets to either of our shows if and when we are in your town, which, you know, I'm all over the country. So is Sarah. I was just in Colorado. I was in Boulder.
Yes.
I was in Los Angeles.
I'll be in by the time this comes out, my Hartford, Connecticut will be done.
Hartford, Connecticut. The big leagues.
You know, all those major cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, so for our $5 Patreon member, we do have stones. We do a stone dedication for you if you join our $5 tier, just to let you know what kind of stone we get from your first name. This is the vibe that I get. And so today we've got Natalie. I want to dedicate this quartz crystal to Natalie. Quartz is like the grounder. You know, I
think it's like if you're coming into the crystal world, I think you start with the quartz.
Start with a quartz. It is such a rudimentary stone, and I thought of this for Natalie because it's powerful. It's powerful and it charges your energy, and I charged this on my windowsill in the moonlight. Okay, I didn't, but what if I had? As though I'm lazy enough. Yeah, as though I'm not lazy.
You're like, I didn't have time to do that, so I put a flashlight over it for about 5 minutes.
I held it into a lamp. But I do want to say, though, this crystal, I bought this in probably like 2015. I was in a toxic relationship at the time. No one will be named. And I was really depressed. I borrowed a book from my roommate at the time, Nina. It was called Thoughts Are Things. And it was a really great book from the 20s about how, like, each time you have a thought, it sends an electrical impulse through your brain. So you have these ideas that, like, oh, I'm having a negative thought. It's not something that exists. But actually, each time you have a negative thought, reinforce a negative thought, it's carving a pathway in your brain. And we know that that's true from other different science things that I won't corroborate. So it was really like this ancient book, like over 100 years old, that's basically saying that. So I bought this crystal at that time to just get my energy up and to think positive. And so that's why I'm sending this one to Natalie.
Go girl.
Quartz crystal.
I like this one.
Yeah, it's really smooth. And now this one I just got from when I was in Fort Collins, Colorado. On an upcoming episode, I will be detailing my trip to Fort Collins, FOCO. And this is a selenite marble. I always wanted a piece of selenite, and now I finally got to add one because they have freaking ton of crystal shops in FOCO, Fort Collins, Colorado.
Of course.
So I went in one. It was gorgeous. They had like these incredible like jadeite dishes that you could buy with. I was like, I almost bought a set of goblets. I'm like, okay, well, slow down. Just get one marble.
You were in your luteal phase.
Yes. My luteal phase was causing me to make some swift decisions. But this one, I'm dedicating this one to Gretchen. Okay, selenite is a stone of the third eye chakra.
It looks like it.
Hello, girl. This stone gives wisdom. It helps ground you and gives you intuition as well. So that one's for Gretchen. And then we also have Lauren. Lauren, thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Now, this one, I have not done a natural element before. This is a stone that was found by an ex-boyfriend. Toxic, yes. But the stone itself will not have taken on any of his energy.
How did he find it?
He went on some kind of trip with friends, I remember. I was not invited, clearly. And he was, I think, in like the American Southwest.
Okay.
And just kind of like finding little pieces, and he knew I love stones, so he found this for me, and I think it's kind of cool, right?
I when I saw this where you were talking about the other rocks, I actually was like looking at this, and I was like, oh, I think I would love my bathroom in this.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous shade of like just a slight light pink. I think it's some kind of alabaster. I did look that up before. I don't know what the magical properties of alabaster are, but it is a really fun. I love that it just came from nature, and it wasn't like this one was just like, raised in captivity.
Yeah.
Tumbled, as it were.
I was thinking it'd be funny if he did tell you found this in nature, but you know how like people have lots of rocks in their front yard that they
Yeah.
buy from a nursery.
It's gravel. It's just a little piece of gravel. So this one, it's got a gorgeous, it's
It's
this
got
gorgeous-
jagged edges though.
It's
a weapon.
It is such a weapon. I carry it in my pocket on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one's for Lauren. So thank you so much, Natalie, Gretchen, and Lauren, our new Patreon members. We so appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we will see you on our bonus episode about what went horrifically wrong on our Taste Buddies episode. Taste buds. I keep calling it Taste Buddies, whatever it's called.
Hey, you get it.
Two buds who taste things,
Yeah.
of which we were not.
Yeah.
We were the enemies. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now today I'm really excited about the lady journey that we're on today, because I did get a fan request from someone who emailed in, and this fan request is New York City highlights for, I've done like parent trip to New York. That was one of my
Yeah.
big ones last year. This is highlights for people who are coming to New York as comedy fans.
Okay, because that's a different game.
Oh my gosh, it's a different game.
Because that's a question we get asked a lot, and there are go-tos, and then there's places I'm like, I feel like people don't know about.
Yeah, there's definitely some go-tos. Like everyone wants to go to the Comedy Cellar, so we're gonna set it in and around that.
Yeah.
People, I have told you this before. I've said this many times. I'm off Airbnb. I'm so over it. I don't ever want to stay in another Airbnb.
They're overpriced, and you don't really. Some of them, they just put up partitions, like particle board partitions, and you realize that there's a guy next to you coughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl. Especially in New York City, like you have the delusion that you want to go like West Village Airbnb, like have the morning with coffee. If you come to New York, I have to say West Village, an amazing place to stay. Don't get an Airbnb. Don't do Airbnb. Go to stay at the Jane. Have you been to the Jane?
I haven't been to the Jane, but when I first moved here, my first job, I worked at a boutique hotel on 44th Street, and
Mhm.
it was called the Mansfield, and it was a historical building. And you could get really good deals, and there are all kinds of these hotels all over the city. I mean, on almost every block,
Yeah.
there is a boutique hotel, and a lot of them do give you good deals. They just don't maybe have as many amenities.
Yes.
But who's working out at a hotel gym?
Go boutique.
It's the saddest place,
Yeah.
and you're walking everywhere, so you don't need a lot of amenities. You just want like one comfortable area to sit while you meet other people.
Yes.
To have a tea or something.
Yeah, and you're going to be out and about. Like New York is not, it's a city adventure vacation. Like it is not a place you come to relax.
Yes.
'Cause it is impossible.
I haven't relaxed in 15 years.
Yes, I've never done it. Yeah, I would say the Jane is a great one, or Sarah's right. Like, go boutique hotel. And what you can do, because if you're coming for comedy, the cellar is open all the time. All the clubs are open every weekend. So I would look at the hotel and look when the rates are low and go that week.
Yeah.
Don't go December. Don't go Thanksgiving week. Go like the off months, which is like early
Summer,
November,
right?
Yeah, July,
February.
March. Yeah, February is a fun time in New York. I have to say, like you do have to bundle up, and I wouldn't recommend if you're from like Florida or something.
Yeah.
But there is an appeal of visiting New York City in the wintertime because there's a ton of inside stuff and it's geared towards being warm.
Yeah, it looks cozy. Like that's what I love about this cellar is when you go into the olive tree. The lighting is dim. It's got dark wood. It's got amazing pencil sketchings everywhere.
Yes.
That it has this vibe of like
Cozy.
we're doing, and it's lively.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's hot toddies. There's warm apple pie. Like all
Yeah.
the dishes are hot.
Borscht.
Yes.
Beef borscht, like stews that you can get.
Yes.
So, it's great
It's great.
for that cold weather.
If you do come to the Comedy Cellar, I recommend having a little dinner at the Olive Tree. The food is good up there.
Can I make a suggestion? You might disagree with me, but sometimes I think, being all that we're regulars there on a
Very regular. Very regular, semi-regularly.
that I actually find Sunday shows are when you're likely, or weekdays are when you're going to get maybe a celebrity drop in.
Yes, that's true. I would not go on the weekends hoping for a celebrity. I actually would not recommend going there on the weekends unless you are able to make a reservation and have plans to wait in line.
Well, and this is one reason I think is because there are still a lot of great comics on the weekend, but there's a lot of the top dogs are they are on the road on the weekend.
Yes, so you're less like us. We're
Like-
traveling. We're out there.
We're out
You're
there.
less likely to see a huge celebrity on a Saturday night. And
Yes.
people don't realize that, because those people, if it's Aziz Ansari on Saturday, he's not at the Cellar. He's sold out a theater if he
Yeah.
feels like performing.
Yeah, so you're going to get, and then you're going to get the top, like the guy, like the ones that the comedy fans are so like will cream in their pants for. They'll be working on newer material
Yes,
during
they
that
will.
time. So
They
it's
will.
exciting because I always feel like Dave Chappelle would stop in on Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's great advice. Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
And if you're staying around the West Village, I mean, you could go a couple times. You could pop in. My other West Village spots are, love this place, Buvette. Have you ever been there?
No, but like
Oh
I
my
need
gosh.
to be educated.
Buvette is this, like, it's a very small, you have to make a reservation if you go there. It's a really small, little, very authentic French restaurant. They have a small, very French menu. Buvette is perfect for like that New York City West Village brunch. But you could also do dinner there, dinner and drinks. So
Yeah.
Buvette is so fantastic. The Garret is a cocktail bar above a Five Guys. So if you do like a little post-dinner, if you're staying in the West Village and you're doing post-dinner or post-show drinks and snack, go to the Garret. Again, the more you can go like Monday to Thursday, the easier everything is going to be. There's never an empty bar in New York City.
Yeah. I also suspect your hotels will be slightly less during the weekdays.
Go Monday to Thursday, I have to say.
It's also, here's the thing that, because you have friends that come in and they're usually here for the weekend, which I get because it's like when they can get time off. But public transportation, there's not as many cabs around anymore.
Yes.
They're all kind of down on the weekends, and there's not as many, so it's easier to maneuver around the city on the weekdays.
It's so much easier. You will thank yourself. And I think a lot of people have this idea that New York City kind of like shuts down on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like any other small town. There will be, I mean, especially if you go to the Comedy Cellar, like you'll still be waiting in line on Monday, on Sunday. It does not matter. My other West Village spot that you must go to, Spoon Toe, my favorite little pizza place. Spoon Toe is really classic, thin crust New York City pizza. They have a ton of amazing varieties. If you go Monday, the happy hour, you get a bottle of wine and then you get a free pizza.
Oh, I had no idea.
Ugh.
I'm so clueless on like going out in the city,
Yeah.
because where I'm only just used to like, I'm going to go do my spots and I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm not spending any money on anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm usually the same, but I like to go to restaurants.
Me
And
too.
since I'm over there in that area, like Mike and I will try to do like deals, you know?
You know what I really like also is Cafe Robola next door to the cellar.
Oh my God. That is a great place actually for just a little like nip of like a little cannoli or like a little glass of wine.
Don't sit outside though.
Do
you
not
will
sit
get
outside.
panhandled every 30 seconds
Absolutely.
and they can get quite aggressive.
Yeah, if there's not room inside, then I would not recommend sitting outside.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming in February, you're not going to want to be outside anyway,
Yeah.
but just any place that is on the block of McDougal, I would be careful going there late at night because it does get a little sketchy.
Yeah, and it's not even like homeless people are fine. It's just you're getting some mentally unwell people that are in desperate measure.
Yes, that's part of it. And then also it's because it is so close to the NYU campus, you're also dealing with a lot of really hammered young people.
Yes.
And so, you know, as a woman, you just don't want to be there. Like, I wouldn't walk. You don't ever want to go there.
Our New York City highlight.
Yeah, really.
Bring a gun.
Yeah. It's really safe if you're a man. So those are my West Village spots. But now, if you're a comedy fan, you don't just want to go to the Comedy Cellar.
No.
If
Well, because there's you know what's weird though? Is like I can't think of that many independent shows anymore.
There used to be so many. I think like post-pandemic, a lot of that stuff is really shut down.
I think one of the good ones to go to, that there's one on Saturdays or Fridays, Sesh Comedy. I think you can catch
Sesh,
some like
yeah.
up and coming comics.
That one's in Chinatown. That one is a cute spot, especially if you're wanting to do something like close to like Lower East.
Yeah.
It's a very small space and they do sell out, so you have to get tickets online.
Yes.
Sesh is a good one. Another kind of underground one is the Barber Shop, which is East Village.
Yes.
So that's a good one too. Although I will say, like, my other picks, if you are coming just to see comedy, I would say go to Gotham Comedy Club.
Yes.
Gotham Comedy Club does have a lot of the same people as the Cellar, but the thing I love about Gotham is like it's a huge space and it's never oversold and you're never going to feel like you're a sardine crammed in.
Yeah, most of us consider it's a club room in the city. It's a room that you would find outside of the city, but it's in the city.
And it's lovely and classy, and you can kind of like dress up and just feel like you're being welcome. Like all the ushers, like they all wear suits, and it's just like the vibe is very high end.
It is, and they're very professional, and I love the staff at Gotham.
I love them. And actually, one of the staff at Gotham told me that she listens to Lady Journey.
Really?
We have a journeyer amongst them. Yeah, I'm like hugging her.
I know.
Like, God bless you.
You're the chosen one.
Now, if you go to Gotham, this is what I may do with my parents if I get booked at Gotham. Knock on wood when they're here. So I'd say go to Gotham. I'd say early show, 6 p.m. Then you make a dinner reservation across the street at Italy.
Yes, Italy is my favorite place to think is the worst place to work and answer phones.
Oh my gosh, it's probably
Thank you for calling
nightmare.
Italy. You have to say that all the time.
Yeah. Buongiorno. But Italy is a great place for you do la pizza and la pasta for dinner, and then you're hammered, and then you can just stroll around the store and have little nibbles and buy whatever you feel like. A perfect eggplant that costs $18.
It is really a fun experience.
Oh, it's like delightful.
It's equivalent to Chelsea Market was like that.
Yes, it's very Chelsea Market.
If you like food, these are places that you will enjoy.
And Italy's a good place to shop for gifts, honestly. Like if you want to give like food gifts for Christmas, 100%. Now, you're also going to want to go to New York Comedy Club, another club that Sarah and I frequent.
A regular. I love New York Comedy Club. It's one of my favorite spots to perform, and also it's
a great room.
Yeah, a lot of great comics stop by there.
Great comics. I would recommend going to the New York Comedy Club on East 4th.
Yes.
They have 2 locations, one in Gramercy. The Gramercy one is great. It's the original space.
It's my favorite room. It's the best for a lot of great laughs, but unfortunately, like I might be naive about this, but there's not a lot of fun shit to do around that area.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Like there are some restaurants in that area. Like if you go to the one in Gramercy, maybe the restaurant Coppola's would be good. Me and Mike just discovered it and we love it. And our waitress told us that Nicolas Cage eats there all the time, which his true last name is Coppola. So I think maybe he owns it. I have not. Maybe he's a silent partner. We don't know. We are going back.
That's what she was trying to tell you.
Yeah. We're going back to get the scoop. But I would say go to New York Comedy Club East 4th because then you can go to an amazing East Village staple, Veselka, which is you cannot miss it if you're coming into town because it was in Louis.
It was in Louis. It's Polish, right? Or Ukrainian?
Ukrainian, yeah. So you can do your part to support the war.
You can get pierogies.
You get pierogies. This is oh my God,
Can I tell you
love
though,
Veselka.
do not get the Ukrainian dessert.
Ooh,
what was
that?
It tasted like sweet dirt.
Ooh, yucky.
It was
I've
too
never had dessert
earthy
there.
to me.
I had a slice of carrot cake there that was very mediocre.
Desserts in a diner, I've yet
Hit
to
or
be
miss.
like,
Hit or miss.
unless you're serving me hot cobbler.
Yeah, I'd rather just forego the dessert in a diner and have like a pastry in the daytime.
Or a cheesecake.
oh, cheesecake
Because
can't
it
go
doesn't
wrong
go
with
stale.
cheesecake.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I like the pierogies.
Pierogies are unbelievable. Also, they have borscht there.
Borscht is so good in the winter.
Oh my gosh, it warms you up. At Veselka, what I love to get, my favorite thing if I eat there at nighttime, I get a ham and Gruyere on sourdough grilled cheese
That
with
sounds
this
wonderful.
incredible like fig jam that
Yeah.
they put on it. And then it comes with a side of little cup of tomato soup, which is so incredible. It's so good. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I want to go there right now.
I know.
I'm
As you're
starving
speaking,
for
I'm like,
Veselka.
like
Starving. Oh,
And
it's so good.
when you go, you actually feel like you're in a very like a New York staple.
It's
like
very New York. Yeah.
you can legitimately say it like, oh my God, it feels like we're in New York.
It feels like we're doing a quintessential New York thing.
Yeah, like it feels like the next thing you'll do is go to CBGB's right after, even though
yes.
that doesn't exist and it's a John Vartos or something.
yeah. Yes, rebranded. But Veselka, I also will say you could get great breakfast there too.
Yeah.
It's so delicious. So those are my picks. If you're coming to New York for comedy, make sure you go to Gotham, go to Italy, spend the most time in the West Village, stay at the Jane, or do some other kind of boutique hotel. I'd say like a reasonable rate to look for a hotel is between $250 and $300 a night. Anything more, you don't need to pay that much. Anything less, I would be very careful about where you put your suitcase.
Yeah. Oh, that's when I worked in the hotel, like every hotel does have one or two rooms that are dealing with the bed bug situation.
Yeah, it's
So be prepared.
be prepared.
Do not put your clothes in drawers, right? What's the
I just put in any hotel situation, I just put my bag in the bathroom and I just leave it in the bathroom and I just keep all my stuff in there.
Yeah, it is a situation. I
Yeah.
haven't heard it be as bad lately.
Yeah,
But that was one of the inside trade secrets I found out
from
about.
hoteling.
Yeah.
And also I would say be really careful when you come to New York to read the reviews of the hotel if you're not going on personal recommendation because of the pandemic. Some of the hotels are now shelters, which is great, and I support that. I want people to have a home, but sometimes they are also still operating as hotels.
Yes.
So you want to just be on the lookout for your own safety of where you're staying.
Yes.
Read TripAdvisor.
I have stayed at the Hilton on the Avenue of the Stars, 6th Avenue.
Ooh, yes.
It's not bad. And if you're a Hilton award member or whatever, they give you points.
Yeah.
I think you can use them there.
And I would say I do have a good hotel that I use sometimes by me. It is by New York Comedy Club Gramercy, although I don't know that I would recommend staying in that area because there's more fun stuff in the West Village and it's so much more New York-y.
Yeah.
But it is the Spring Hill Suites Marriott, and it's brand new. They've just renovated. They've just opened.
Yeah, there's a lot of those kind of hotels in the
Yeah.
city, and they're smaller than the ones you see
Yeah.
when you're in another state, and they're just as good. And you can get really good deals on those.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, don't plan and then look and then plan.
Yes.
Because if you it might be like randomly, it's like $700 a night, and then you don't want to get caught up in that.
No.
So yes, come to New York and don't forget to give us a little message. Let us know you're in town and you want to see us at the Comedy Cellar or wherever we may be performing that night.
Yeah, if you give us a message, we can at least give you places that we'll probably be at.
Yes, you never know. Lineup subject to change.
Subject to change or get bumped, but I haven't been bumped in a while. No, I haven't been on a lineup where there's a celebrity coming in.
I was at the Cellar recently and I was going on at the Comedy Cellar. This was a couple months ago, and I could see at the Comedy Cellar in the back, there's monitors, I could see it was Dave Chappelle and Trevor Noah, and they were moving from room to room, and I was about to go up and I was like, oh dear God, I'm about to get bumped. I could just see them moving closer and closer, but I got on before they came around.
Yeah,
so.
You don't want to go in after.
No, you don't. I know. Oh, who did I have to go on? I had to follow Aziz Ansari, and I was like, and now another celebrity, me. But they were lovely. The crowd really, they loved me. They always do.
Well,
unless I'm on Taste Buds.
Oh well, they get excited. They're like, they're happy because they just saw it. They're like, we saw a celeb. Our night has been made, and so anything after that is pleasantly
Just
awesome.
Gravy.
Yeah.
No.
So I co-sign on all those recommendations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good to be in the know.
But we are, guys, this leads us to our next journey. We are heading into the seasonal era. Time period of the year.
Seasons. We've just had.
It's a sprint to Christmas.
Let me at 'em. I'm very excited for this year because I've actually done a lot of pre-preparation with my trip to Rome and then all of my other trips that I've been on. I have all my Christmas presents already.
I know. I've been thinking about. I've started already bookmarking stuff I've seen advertised to me that I think are good gifts. I found there's a gift that's a bird feeder that will take
Ooh.
photos of the birds that stop by.
That is very high tech. I love it.
And so I just feel like that's fun for your suburbanites. It's just a fun little shits and giggles kind of gift.
Look at this bird.
Yeah.
We can all get together and look at the birds that went to your feeder.
But I just that's the kind of shit that I feel like you got to start being mindful about.
Gift worthy. I have a
Gift-worthy.
great gift for my dad. Which I think sometimes he listens, so I will not say it, but I will tell you privately.
On the Patreon.
On the Patreon, I will say it. Yeah, my dad is not on there, sadly. But yes, I do love holiday stuff, and you're getting kind of into seasonal decor. Is that right?
Yeah, so this is my game plan this year is like I want to be that house or apartment that you walk in, you're like, oh,
Simmer pot.
wow. Oh my God. But here's the thing though, it's like I don't have enough storage space to have to keep track of seasonal decorations.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I've saw ideas on TikTok about like thrifting, and then I'm afraid of thrifting decor because then, as we said, like you get thrift eyes,
Yes.
and now you have a bunch of
Unmatched.
gross trash on your table.
You have an unmatched nativity scene. One person is a Barbie. Jesus is a Lego. Yeah.
I know, and then it's like, okay, you're going decorating from October to Thanksgiving. I actually think you can probably coordinate Thanksgiving and Christmas to line up the same decoratively.
Yes, because it is a lot to take out everything and then put it all away within the span of 3 weeks. And then if you leave it up too long, then that becomes like a sign that you're not well. You know? People come into your house and it's like Valentine's Day and they're like, oh, it's nutcrackers. Really? Wow.
Yes.
Now, my mom every year, shout out mother, she has a collection of almost probably over 100 nutcrackers. And she would get them out. They were like the JCPenney or like the Macy's Holiday Land, like special collection. She gets them every year. She loves them. But she really does every year, takes them down and puts them all up. And she does it, that's a thing I think that can be really fun if you're intentional about decorating of like, let's all, and if you have kids as well, like, let's get together and decorate the apartment. And it becomes a fun, like, hygge activity to do together.
Music.
Yeah.
Play a little Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Some maybe jazz standards. That makes me feel cozy when I put some jazz on.
And have like a
and
little
light a
hot apple
candle.
cider. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, candles. Yeah. So I think that's the fun of like being a decor person.
Yes. And I think I'm trying to go through this is last minute in my idea of like, what are some staples? And I think maybe like a wreath on the door.
Absolutely, wreath. How about like a strand of lights, I feel?
A strand of lights somewhere. I like the idea of a nutcracker. I don't think I can commit to several of them.
Yeah, just one.
I wish I could be a nativity scene kind of gal, but I don't have any space for that.
Too many pieces.
I like a Christmas tree. That's a given. And then maybe a few poinsettias.
Oh, I love poinsettia.
Yeah.
Yeah, living decoration.
Then for Thanksgiving, I think you can get away with a few gourds, which last for a long time.
Yeah.
So those can kind of go over into the Christmas decor.
Yes. Yes.
You know maybe some candles and some candles.
I love
Candles and some candles.
I love that. So Lady Journey. We need candles and then we need candles. We're going to need a few more candles. A lot of candles. Absolutely.
I can't think of what I was going to say after the first candle.
Well, candles are so hygge. Maybe like a Christmas blanket, which we saw during our TJ Maxx expedition. We went to TJ Maxx lately. Check out our social media for some of our videos.
That's where I was thinking. I was like, that's when we talked about dupes earlier. You guys just go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Home Goods for your Christmas decor.
Oh yeah, get cheapos.
They have amazing.
There's no need for West Elm.
Yeah.
Like a wicker Jesus, you know.
I do have to say my friend Catherine has a wreath that I'm really jealous about, and she got it on Etsy, and it's this girl that took vintage ornaments and kind of glued them
Ooh.
all around. Like there's that old-timey Rudolph the reindeer and then the baubles, and then I was like, I really want that.
I love
so
that.
you can get decor on Etsy, I believe, and then just hit like and then thrifting.
I think I love natural decor. So I never am at my home for Christmas. Like I think I'm leaving like December 16th and then I won't be back until after Christmas. So I never do a tree. But what I am going to do, like for seasonal now, I'm going to have like big bowl of apples. I have a bunch of little pumpkins, which I'm eventually going to eat.
Usable decoration.
Usable decor. But I love a Christmas tree because it's like, you're giving money to an industry. It's all like mom and pop, these places. You know, It's like a hot guy at a stand. I also love that.
It's
hello,
white
sir.
guy in dreads.
Yeah, I'm a Christmas tree man. Santa's helper. I love the scent of a Christmas tree.
Yes.
A fresh tree when you come in the room and it's like
smells so good. But can I tell you, I got a Christmas tree one year when I wasn't we didn't live together and I was by myself, and it is the loneliest activity is when you drag your Christmas tree by yourself.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I can imagine. Where you're setting your Christmas tree up by yourself, like what's that song? It's like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It's like, oh my God, that song was so depressing. And I never Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Like, oh my God, I'm pouring like aspirin into my freaking martini. Like, no.
I always had that too with the Peanuts Christmas. I was like,
oh, so sad. Why is it so sad?
No, but I people love Peanuts and I do too, but I swear to God, every time it comes on, I'm like, why is this the most depressing thing? I just picture like a gunshot right afterwards.
Yeah, Charlie Brown is like really depressed. He's not doing okay.
He's not. And also, doesn't it feel like a lot of Christmas movies aren't full of joy?
There's something about the holidays, and I think it like harkens back to childhood trauma where it's like I just feel very in a heightened state of emotion the entire time. And it's like the wrong like Christmas song or something, it just triggers me, and it's like, and now I am fully sobbing. Sobbing, and I'm not okay, and I am in Macy's. I'm waiting to sit on Santa's lap. It's something that it just takes you back to being like 3 years old, and like Santa's like weird and you don't like it.
He's like in a fisheye lens. He's like, what do you want for Christmas,
you're like,
little girl?
I don't feel safe.
And you're like, you're weird.
Yeah, get away.
Why are you doing this job?
Yeah. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think that's why the seasonal depression, or they say like suicides happen a lot during the holidays.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like, we just need to have it more cheerful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sadness in the holiday themed music.
And less like family stuff.
Well, like Christmas Story, I'm like, that's a depressing movie to me.
It's very traumatic.
Yeah.
Santa's like scary.
Yeah.
Santa's scary. Like their Christmas is destroyed by the neighborhood dogs. Like the whole
they're
thing
depressed.
They're
There's
like gun violence. Like it's just scary.
A bully.
Yeah, he's being bullied. Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of the whole time it's under his POV that you're like, this kid is so alone.
The mom is out of touch. The dad, he's
one's
changing
connecting
the
with him.
car, and he says fudge, quote unquote, and then like the family turns against him.
Like we had that on every year. My dad always like, it is a funny movie.
Dads
it's comedic.
Dads love it.
There is an element of like, this is horrifically sad. I put it in the category of like, I always thought Roseanne was a really funny sitcom, but there's also like when it's on, I don't know why. I'm like, because that's a very sad family.
Yeah, they're very dysfunctional in Roseanne. There's like weird enmeshment trauma. Yeah, that's I think another thing about like Christmas too. It's like where you have another life, you're with you, and then you go back to your family, and then you do regress. You know,
Yes.
you regress to a place where you're like in high school, and you're like fighting with your cousin, and it's just like so much weird stuff comes up at Christmas, and that's why decor. I was just gonna say you need decor.
And so you covered it up. You covered it up.
Cover it up with a wreath.
With tinsel, and you make sure that no one knows there's sadness in that house.
A simmer pot doesn't smell like sad in here. Well, I do think like I talked about this last year in our Christmas episode. Like I took over cooking for my mom on Christmas Eve, which was a huge thing because it's like, oh yeah, you know, you get to be an adult, and then it's like the Christmas vibe has got to be more relaxed.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard, like in a family dynamic where it's like, you know, you want everything to be perfect for the family, and this is like the only time you're going to see each other, and it just like it gets so stressful and intense.
Well, yeah, last Christmas, I was just kind of joking with this. I don't know why, but we had put the Beatles documentary, or that one that Peter Jackson just recolorized.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you're like, not only am I dealing with my family's depression, I'm also dealing with George Harrison's depression right now. That it was a bummer. And then the other thing, too, is like the amount of cooking that we were doing, there was no time to hang out because we were just doing dishes all the time in a stranger's house.
Yeah.
So we couldn't figure out where everything went.
Yeah.
That this year, I think we decided we're doing it in New York, but my sister's kind of hosting it. But she's also eats like a little bird. So now I'm like, she can't be in charge of food.
No.
So my sister-in-law and I are looking into a catering. There's packages that you can get.
That's great.
And
Whole
we're doing
Foods.
That. Yeah.
Whole Foods.
Does it?
Yeah, I know they have a Thanksgiving one, but they have like everything comes. It's perfect. I think that's a great idea.
Because you can't cook in a New York kitchen. My sister's also a like control freak, like my mom, that she can only do the stuff that I'm like, if we can just bring it in and just pop it in the oven and then put it on the table.
So easy.
Everyone can help themselves out, and that'll just take away. So that is my plan, and I'm bringing this to the group thread, and I hope I'm not going to get any fucking pushback.
Oh, no.
If I do, I am not coming.
Yeah, I am taking my tree. It's really fun to decorate your place when you have your family over too, because it's like, you know, you're kind of making it nice for them. And meanwhile, I have nobody in my apartment, so I will do a strand of lights. I might do a tiny tree this year just for the smell.
Yeah,
but I love the thought of doing a poinsettia though.
I did a poinsettia. I got a fake poinsettia because I'm into fake plants.
I remember you had one here.
Yes, and then here's the thing: I bought these branches from the stores where they sell the Christmas trees. They will sell other Christmas,
like the boughs.
Yes, they'll sell other like Christmas plant stuff. So I got these branches with the little red berries on them. Don't get those.
Oh, okay, never.
I'm still picking up those little berries all over my apartment.
Yeah.
And then anytime somebody lightly bumps into it, they all fall off the branch.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. That's fun. Or like, it sounds like, was it mistletoe?
No, it wasn't mistletoe. It was just like these long branches with the red berries. And I've seen them before. I've even seen them in nature. It's just like the berries will just fall off.
Oh,
no matter
loose
what.
berries.
Yeah. And then
that's not what you want. Your decor's just slowly falling apart with your mental state as it gets closer to Christmas. You're like, I'm a mess.
Yeah. You have to decorate right up into the point so no one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how about mistletoe? What's your feeling on that one?
Slight date rapey, and if it gets into the wrong hands, everyone's fucked.
Yeah. Mistletoe is dangerous. You don't want that at the holiday party, not at the work party.
But that's also like a weird theme when we're talking about like how like holiday stuff is very sad sometimes.
Yeah.
There's It's Cold Outside. Everybody's claimed that that's like a date rapey song, although people have gone back and forth on that song. Being like, no, it's not.
She wants it.
Yeah. But then there's mistletoe.
Mistletoe, you can't argue about mistletoe where it's like, you have to kiss me.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
and you're my uncle.
Right. Uncle Dan. I have to say though, mistletoe is kind of a cute one if you're like, with your husband,
Yes.
and you're like, oh, we're under the mistletoe, like, okay, kissing,
Nice.
like
Yeah.
that's what I think how mistletoe was meant to be used.
Yes.
Or like, like you're in a new relationship, and all of a sudden you have that little moment where it's like, oh God, we're under the mistletoe, like
Ooh.
kissing.
Yeah.
But people misuse it.
It gets in the wrong hands.
When a mistletoe falls into the wrong hands, it is a roofie. Oh, I think that's a good place for us to end.
The dark side of the holidays.
I know, I love this. We started out talking decor, and we really spun off into holiday depression.
That's who I am at a party. I will come in with full of joy and end the conversation into date rape.
Oh, I love it. Choosing joy and then choosing to take it in the complete left turn.
And taking it away.
We're a myriad.
Yeah.
We are.
Lady Journey.